Welcome.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year for our first episode of 2025. We are here to give you the simple, fun, easy, fit for life knowledge. Let us know if you are here live, if you're here on the replay. Let us know how your New Year's. How was your New Year's?
It was good.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We were just talking about our New Year's.
I was in my jammies, so that was good.
I'm always in my jammies on New Year's, but we'd love to know what you did. Let us know in the comments. Winnie Thomas, let us know what you did for New Year's. This morning, I'm not gonna lie, I really struggled to get up. It was like the Mondayest Thursday ever. So we are here to give you realistic, approachable knowledge for what to do, right? With real women. I thought about this as I was trying to, think about women who are trying to eat well and do, exercise, have a good approach to fat loss. And then, suddenly it's Tuesday or the weekend or Christmas or New Year's Eve, or your mom comes over and brings 5 packets of chocolate. And then you're like, okay, so are you going to have dinner, drinks with your girlfriend? So we really, really want you to be successful, but we want it to make it realistic and approachable. And that's what we hear from our clients the most is yes, we can do this and it's approachable. It's not just a diet. So we're just going to start right away. Let us know if you're ready to avoid these fat loss mistakes in 2025 so you can be super successful and go into, get super great results. And when you're coming into 2026, you can be super, super happy with how you look and most importantly, how you feel.
Yeah, we heard from so many clients this year who were this is the first year in a really long time where they felt like they were not starting over on January 1st or not starting a super restrictive diet on January 1st because they have a strategy. So number one in your strategy is you need to pay attention to your protein. So many women we talk to are so concerned about carbs, right? They're doing keto, they're doing low carbs. They're so concerned about carbs when what you really need to be concerned about is your protein. You should be aiming for about 20 to 30 grams of protein each meal and even your snacks too, right? So you want to be making sure that you're getting a good solid amount of protein every time that you eat. And what that's going to do for you, A, it's going to fill you up. So you're not going to feel like you're hungry all day long and restricted, right? And B, if you focus on lean protein sources, right? So lower fat versions of proteins, that's going to keep your calories down while you feel full. So you're eating more volume, but for less calories. So it's going to help you drop some of that fat. It's also going to feed your muscle. And when you feed your lean body mass, your muscle, it helps your body have a higher base metabolic rate. I'm getting a little sciencey here.
I like when you get sciencey.
When you feed your muscle, your body's going to burn more calories. You're going to drop fat naturally, and you're going to feel really, really, really good. So this is the game changer that so many of the women who join our program are I had no idea. I thought I was eating enough protein. I was not, and I feel so much better. It's made such a big difference. This is really important as you hit 40, 50, because you start to lose muscle naturally. And so you need to eat more of it in your diet so that your body can create more muscle mass.
And if you're not tracking it, you're not eating it.
Yeah, that's really, especially with things like chickens and meats. If you're not weighing it and measuring it, you are probably not estimating correctly.
Yeah, you're just not having enough of it. Number 2, mistakes to avoid in 2025 for fat loss is not having a strength training plan. So this is really, really scary for several reasons. So 73% of women, right, are not metabolically fit, right? So we talk to so many women, right, and they have been yo-yoing, right? And please comment here if you felt this before. I see Kira here, I see Amanda here. You're in your 50s, maybe in your late 40s, late 50s, and you're still struggling with the same 20 pounds. You're going up and down, up and down. And that's because when you lose the weight, right, the quality of how you lose the weight matters. Your quality of weight loss or fat loss matters, right? So the way you're dieting, we have weaponized food in America, right? We've said this is good, this is bad, right? And so we as women, and this used to be me, so I know, are like super duper confused, right? And the medical community, quite frankly, is is doing this, they are
they're also
failing
confused
people.
sometimes.
Well, so my
Sometimes.
sister is a doctor. So doctors do not take nutrition. They are here to help you after, but they don't do preventative care, right? So strength training, right, is you should know this. It prevents heart disease, it stabilizes blood sugar, prevents diabetes, cortisol, your hormones, right? PCOS, and also Alzheimer's, right? So we really, really have to think about strength training as we get older, is even more important, not just for metabolic health, but for brain health. All right. So I always look at it. Yes, we have an obesity epidemic, but really we have a midlife muscle epidemic. We are so fat focused when we should be muscle focused. We're so restrictive focused when we should just stop dieting and focus on fueling our body in the right way, stop restricting and turn that fat into muscle so that our BMR, like what Sarah was talking about earlier with your nutrition, you're feeding that. And that's how you lose that fat and you feel fit and you feel good and you stop losing and gaining the same 20 pounds. That is the magic.
Yeah, that's so true. And then number 3 is not paying enough attention to your fiber. So fiber is in things like whole grain carbohydrates. It's in things like vegetables, fruits, and most women don't get nearly enough fiber. Actually, most women get like under 10 grams of fiber. I think it is 10 or 11 grams of fiber per day. And really you should, and this is a general recommendation, you should be aiming for about 25 to 35 grams of fiber a day. And again, this is something you don't really know unless you are tracking, right? So if you're tracking, you want to be looking and seeing, am I hitting around 25 grams of fiber a day? So the reason you want to focus on fiber is it's going to help you with your gut health. It's going to help keep the bloating down. It's going to help your digestive system moving, right? So you're not having things like constipation or the opposite. You're going to feel a lot better. It also helps with things like immunity, right? It helps with I know you may have heard of the gut-brain axis, right? So your stomach communicates directly with your brain, so it can help things like fogginess, concentration. It's really, really, really beneficial to be focusing on fiber. It also helps you digest your food properly, right? So you have all this bacteria in your gut, and the fiber feeds it. And when that healthy bacteria is in there, it's helping you process everything. And so it actually helps raise your metabolic rate as well.
So that is really, really important. And a lot of times we do not pay attention to that. As women, we're just quick. And we can be just as quick with our fiber. It's very easy.
Well, and again, if we're focusing on low carbs, no carbs, then this is an area that a lot of women are underserving themselves.
Yeah. Number 4. Okay. I do not want to hear this ever again. I'm just having a cheat meal. I'm cheating on my diet. I'm taking a cheat day today. Okay. This is the all or nothing mentality. Okay. This is completely all healthy. It's like when you're all in, 100% in or 100% out.
I want you to comment if you've done this before,
Yeah.
because we all have.
Yeah, we all have. You're either under eating, like, some times in the day or some times in the week, right? Or you're overeating. And that's out. That's out, right? We're not going to do that in 2025. Commit to balance. Everyone write the word balance, capitalize balance, right? How do you want to feel, right? You want to have you could have fun meals, right? You can have a fun meal every once in a while, but I want you, when you eat, I want you to think about how you want to feel. What kind of relationship do you want to have with food? What kind of relationship do you want to pass on to your kids, right? If you were raised in a certain kind of cycle, right? It's not your fault, but it's definitely your responsibility to change that cycle for your kids, right? And we want to have good energy. Good energy comes from having not the all or nothing mentality. You can have chocolate. I have chocolate every single day. You can eat pizza. You know that, right? You know that logically, but emotionally, right? So get the cheat meals, the cheat days out of, it's not all or nothing. This is 5. I can't count apparently.
Number 5, it says 6, but it's number 5. The number 5 mistake, and I want you all to listen to this, is placing your worth on the number of the scale or the size that you are wearing. That, the size of your body, I'm getting goosebumps, I'm gonna tear up. The size of your body does not dictate your worth, right? You are worthy for so many other reasons, right? And so making these decisions and treating your body and yourself well starts with having an appreciation for yourself and for your body and what it does every day, what it has done. Mine has, grown and birthed in one way or the other 3 beautiful children. Like, it has done so much, and it has grown and shrank and been different shapes and sizes and strengths throughout the lifespan of my 44 years here so far, right? So your worth is not dependent on a number. It is not dependent on a size. And you can be healthy and fit at many different sizes, right? I know you see, like, in our content, we post a lot about losing fat, about feeling good, about fitting in jeans. That is different for every single woman, right? The size that you are supposed to be is going to be different based on who you are and your genetics and, your lifestyle and all of those things. So you can be any size and be healthy and fit. And so making these decisions that we've talked about, it starts with having that appreciation for yourself and truly, truly wanting to treat yourself well and do what's in the best interest for yourself. And this gives you freedom, right? So this gives you freedom to make choices that are not based on punishment, but are instead based, like Nirit was saying, on how they make your body feel. And do they get you to your goals? Do they serve you in the next 10 years, 5 years, 30 minutes, whatever, right? And that is what's going to help you develop a lifestyle to lose that excess fat, to build the muscle, to build your fitness so that you can do all of the things that you need and want to do for as long as you want to do them.
So number 6, for real, is stop going at it alone, right? You've been going at it alone for a very, very long time. And think about how successful you've been going at it alone, right? If you've been going at it alone, you probably can lose weight. Weight loss is not hard, losing the weight, but losing the weight by creating habits, losing the weight with knowledge of how to do it in a successful way, with the right way. And when I say the right way, we're talking about learning how to eat foods correctly. I was just talking to someone today, and just in having a conversation, right, working with experts who know, autoimmune disease, who know, menopause, who know how to work with women over 30. We know how to do this, right? We know exactly what to do for your nutrition so that you're not giving up the foods you like, right? So that you can work out 30 minutes 3 times a week. It's not an hour a day, and get amazing results, right? Working with mothers, right, who work a lot. So we know where you're coming from, right? When you go at it alone, you're going to get the same results you've always gotten, right? And we want you, right? You surround yourself with 5 people who are going to feed into your excuses, right? Feed into your, it's okay, whatever. Or if you're going to surround yourself with 5 people who prioritize your goals, right? Who push you, challenge you to be the best that you can. Think about where you could possibly be next year. So in that, I am really, really excited because we just kicked off our scholarship for 15K, and we would love for you to apply for it. And all you have to do is private message us and telling us why you think you would be a really good candidate for this scholarship. Scholarships are due on January 17th, but they are first come, first served. So the sooner that you kind of write to us, a little bit about you, who you are, and why you think that you would be a good fit to work with us, that would be great. We've already had a couple come in today. So, try to get going on this. And I'm going to leave you with just a little message that we received today from one of our clients, if my computer will turn on. So she wrote in our private group, "Happy New Year. It was 1 year ago today that I started the program. This time last year, I was wondering how it was going to be different than everything else I tried, and whether or not I was going to be successful. I still believed that it was going to be 3 months of giving up things I love and hard workouts, even though Nirit and Sarah had told me it wasn't going to be that way, because I thought that was the only way it could be done. I dreaded the thought of tracking what I ate. Now, a year later, instead of comparing myself to where I was before the holidays, I'm looking back at the beginning to see how far I've come over the past year. Here's what I found. I've lost 44 pounds. My body fat decreased by 12%. I lost 7 inches. She goes on and on. My A1C is in a healthy range. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. My clothing is 3 or 4 sizes smaller. I'm much stronger, have visible muscles, and look forward to doing my strength training workouts. She goes on and on and on. This could be you. So don't forget to send us your application, your written announcement. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday and New Year.